Hey there. Now, thank you very much.
Gathering.
It is sensual. No, just intimate. Listen, so you need to calibrate your hustling expectations. This is like a day 3 hustle. This is like a middle of the day Sunday level hustle on your hustleometer.
This envelope is made of foil.
Yeah, a lot of people backstage were wearing foil hats, and that has a very specific cultural meaning, but I don't know if for them it's purely couture.
Speak not these words aloud.
So did you already?
I think I already messed up.
Is it like losing the game? Like did?
Wait a second. Why do I have to not worry about being brainwashed?
The Illuminati? Jesus Christ. These kids, okay.
Very long.
Everything points to this. What the fuck is wrong with these guys? Here, you hold my device.
I was still reading that.
Here.
They're suggesting here that PAX takes place across infinite realities simultaneously. What the hell is that? So put that away.
Yeah, okay, they're on some Unabomber shit. I'm pretty intimidated by that.
I'm gonna grab a question.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's okay with you guys.
I think that's definitely a screed. I think it's graduated.
This is for Jerry. Get ready. Last few Q&As, you've mentioned the Southern Reach trilogy. Have you finished it? And what did you think of it? Side question, what books are you and Mike reading at the moment? This is from Sean in New Zealand. What are you reading right now?
I was reading the Southern Reach trilogy, and I was really enjoying it until about midway through the 3rd book.
Did they move to the north?
No.
This isn't what I signed up for.
This is sort of equatorial.
Yeah.
This is bullshit. No. And then it seemed like, I got the sense while reading the book that he was sort of like writing it while I was reading it. Like he wasn't.
By the seat of his pants.
He wasn't done. It was like when I used to go over to your house after school, and your mom would make the brownies, but she didn't like bake them all the way. It was mostly like a chocolate soup, and we were fine with it because it was brownies.
In my family, we don't bake brownies all the way.
Yeah, but for a book, I do like that to be cooked all the way through.
You want it to be done.
Right?
That's fair.
Optimally, I want it to be done. I just got done reading The Bone Clocks, which I thought was super good, and what a great title.
I've heard about that. It's by somebody.
I'll hand it over to you. It's super good.
I just read Armada, which was okay. I don't know. I have a hard time reading Armada. Did anyone else read Armada here? It really, I don't mind being pandered to, but you, hide it a little bit. I just felt bad reading it most of the time. I would get excited and I would be like, he's just pushing all the right buttons.
You turn the page and it's like, Mike, you're great.
Yeah. Let me get my hand in your pants, Mike. The next chapter is just me massaging you. What are your most favorite and least favorite things about each other? This is from Kevin in Salem, Massachusetts.
That's why, Robert?
My least favorite thing about you is the way you eat nuts. Like peanuts.
I don't think there's another way.
Well, you go.
I need to get
smack.
I need to get all the nutrition. I have a mathematically optimal system for nut eating.
I have sound canceling headphones now.
Hold on, is that what that's about?
It's a real problem.
You told me that you put those on so that I wouldn't be bothered by your music, and now I learn
that's partially it, but also I don't have to hear you fucking. He eats nuts all day.
The other solution, you could eat nuts at the same time. Have you fucking thought about that? I could bring extra nuts, and you could just eat some nuts too, and then it wouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, but when I eat nuts, I don't sound like that. I would still hear it. I eat nuts like a normal person. You might get a crunch every now and then, but you're not just.
You have to create that paste. Previously, Jerry alluded to a story about high school Mike being asked to draw someone.
Why is this coming back up? Yes, that's a red envelope.
Can we please hear the full version of this story?
No. Absolutely not. Yeah, not for that story.
Yeah, we need to get into like a sideline thing, like get on a club PA, and then like PA after dark.
Yeah.
You know, we need to offer that erotic content that the fans are craving. And craving in that case is like in quotes. You don't want this. Considering projects like the Rain-Slick Precipice of Darkness and Thornwatch, could you someday envision Penny Arcade transitioning into more of an experimental game production company? Yeah, I mean, this is one of the few things, right? So there's things, for the most part, we agree on what we should do.
You and I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The broad strokes. But I would definitely do more games. And I think that you would do like negative 100 games.
Yeah.
You would make anti-games that when they came into contact with games would obliterate both.
Yeah, Thornwatch is definitely a fluke, I think. I don't want to make more games. I don't have like a million game ideas kicking around in my head.
You had the one.
I had the one. I certainly don't want to make any more video games. That's a nightmare. But yeah, you can. You can make all the games you want.
Really?
I won't bug you.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. What would you still like to accomplish in your lives? I.e., what is your quest? Or, if that's too hard to tackle, what is your favorite color? This is from Richard in the Netherlands. Really, that's a country.
Yeah.
What do I still want to accomplish? I still think that we have a children's book in us.
Yeah.
Or
more
a
than
few.
one.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah.
I think that would be cool. I would also like to see a Lookouts animated series.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
No, for me.
What do you want to do?
Yeah, for me, it's Lookout's novel.
Yeah.
100%. And that's nothing. Yeah, I am pointed in the right direction for that.
Okay.
Oh, I want to take a moment to thank our sign language interpreter, and I even know how to do it.
Why do we have two?
Hold on, are you interpreting
you
the
switch.
signs, and then you're interpreting the interpretation of the signs? Oh.
Do you get tired? Oh, yeah, it's a lot of work. Huh. Oh, you were going to thank him, though, in sign language? Look at you. I am really looking forward to the Thornwatch game, although I haven't seen or heard new information about it in quite a long time. Can you tell us when it might be coming out? Also, any word about the Lookout story? You guys are great. Thanks for all you do, Kyle in Ohio. There's a Thornwatch panel today at 3 o'clock, at which we will be making a very big announcement.
How big? Yay, yay big?
About that big. No, it's a good announcement. I think it's exciting news. I'm excited about it, but I can't say anything until 3 o'clock.
Right. And for me, it's the, like I said, the Lookouts book is a big deal. So after we got done, did anybody go to Acquisitions Incorporated? Yeah. As soon as I got done doing that, Brenna and Mike Failauer and a bunch of us went out with Pat Rothfuss, and I just sort of bared my soul to Pat, basically begging him to like mentor me as a writer in this project, and he agreed to do so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I need help, and I need someone to be mean to me, and I know that he will be mean to me.
So you're going to break this book up into 3 parts, and the last one will come out in a decade?
Yeah. Two real parts and 1 pretend book.
Right.
No. I basically, I really need his help. And like I say, I know that he'll be as mean as I need.
Oh yeah.
Because when he sent me what he calls a beta read, which is like a second or third draft of the second book in the King Killer saga.
You were a real asshole.
Yeah, I had like a Sharpie, and then I would just like take the Sharpie and go over whole pages with a big X, And then I would like turn that one over, and then the next page I would write no. And so at the time, I knew that he would take it in the right way, which is that it's not actually mean.
Or you're going to send him your book, and he's just going to send it back like in ashes.
Yeah, that's the other way.
He still has it, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I have the ring, but I'm not going to use it for this. He already agreed to do it for free. I'm going to save the ring for something else. What would you say to a PAX fanatic that is spending too much money to make it to PAX? This is from Bill in Portland.
Spend less money?
Yeah. Bill, you're spending too much.
Yeah.
You're spending too much money, man. You got to spend less.
I mean, he knows the problem. I'm spending too much money to make it to PAX.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not a PAX fanatic.
Yeah.
Was that bad? Well, I'm saying if he wanted to go to PAX, he would budget appropriately.
You're saying an authentic fanatic
Right.
would obliterate themselves in an effort to attend the show.
Yeah. Do you not think that is true? It doesn't sound fanatic to me, Bill in Portland.
Twitch is also cool. You can put that.
Oh, yeah, you could also watch it on Twitch.
You can put it on your phone. You can attend Acquisitions Incorporated virtually.
Would you ever consider working with another company to build and run Paxland for Penny Arcade? That way Paxland could get made. This is from John in Portland. Paxland is a dream that we have had. One location where you can go year-round to attend a PAX and probably ride a roller coaster, I guess. I don't know.
Historically,
Yeah.
Or eat an elephant ear. That's another classic. Interaction.
Would we ever consider working with another company to run Paxland?
You know what I want to do? I want to work with one of these like libertarian collectives that has like an oil derrick that they're converting into some kind of paradise.
Yeah.
And let's just move that motherfucker around.
They float.
They
don't
float.
They?
This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm saying that's the key.
Now I want to do a
synthetic
cruise.
continent. I think is a great play.
I want to do a cruise.
A cruise?
Yeah, I want to have a boat and just have PAX on the ocean, and then we would pull up to some tropical location and no one would get out. We would keep going. We'd pull up to some other white sand beach, and we would maybe get out with our DSs and get back in.
Yeah.
But you don't want to get sand in your DS, so you probably don't get out. It's a red envelope.
If you had to switch lives for a day, what aspect of each other's lives would you enjoy the most, and what aspect would you revile the most?
If I switched lives with you, I would hate having to write those news posts.
God, that's the best part of. That's the
Really?
best. That's the absolute best. That's the
How
only
you
thing
come
I
up
do
with
like.
something to write about each time. I would hate that. I would hate drinking all that coffee you drink.
No, it was very funny. So we had some coffee backstage, but you have like peppermint caramel.
I have a white chocolate peppermint mocha with soy and whip.
Which is not coffee in any conceivable fashion. But what's funny
What
is
are you
that
talking about? It's coffee. I bought it from a coffee place.
they got mixed. Well, listen, I'll fix this. Don't worry. But backstage, you had gotten mine on accident. You taste it, and you're like, "Oh, what's that?" And it's just coffee. It's just
bitter,
the taste of coffee.
disgusting drink. Yeah.
It's just how coffee
What
tastes.
would I like the most? I don't know. You leave earlier than I do.
I do. But that's because I live much farther away
Yeah,
from
that's
the
true.
office.
That's true. I don't know. There's nothing going on with you that I really want or have any desire. Everything happening over here is great.
Yeah, it's all good stuff. Yeah, I think that. Yeah. This is a really weird question.
I
Jesse
think
from
you would
Georgia,
enjoy my evening routine.
which is largely Oreo related.
Oreo and Destiny related, yeah.
It's a pretty strong play. I think that like even when we're watching on the screen, we're watching you draw the strip. Like it is inconceivable to me how you do that.
Yeah.
I think it would be really interesting just to understand that. Do you see these things in 3 dimensions? Like, do you see a 2D thing that you're drawing in 2D? Like, do you in your mind is it modeled in a 3D way?
Yeah.
Like, do you see it as a full object?
Yeah, I mean, when I'm doing a comic, I'm seeing a scene from like a movie. I'm watching the characters walk around and they're acting out the scene, and then I'm trying to put the camera in a place and sort of take a picture of each moment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I
don't
guess.
know. I guess that's how it works in my head.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be interesting.
It's pretty good. Being able to create.
Yeah. Being able to make life.
Gabe, that's for me. What is currently your most exciting goal ahead of you? Assuming you set goals. Bob in Milwaukee. I don't set goals. Do people set goals? I don't set goals.
There's whole apps.
Yeah, in junior high, we had to set goals. Like, did you do that where you had to like write something down?
Where do you want to be in 5 years?
Yeah, and you were supposed to like fold it up and put it. And I wrote I want to be a comic book artist, and that was in like 7th grade. And I don't think I've made a goal since then. My arcade, was that a goal? Like I just decided, hey, I wish I had an arcade in my garage. And I went and bought a bunch of arcade machines.
When you decide to do something and then follow through with it, I think that's a goal.
Is it?
I think so.
What's the difference between a goal and a desire?
Yeah, what's the difference between a goal and an aspiration? A goal is a desire that you approach in a systematic way.
Okay. Maybe I have goals. I don't think about it that way. What's your goal? What are you trying to do?
I just have one. It's get money. No, it's just I gotta write the book. I mean, as soon as I get off this fucking stage,
you know what? I do have a goal. I want to write that new Nightlight story.
Which one?
The one about the shield.
Oh, yeah. We should do that. Mike, oh hey, how's your
me
home,
again?
How's your home arcade doing? Which game that you created in accordance with your goals? Which game do you play the most? How about you, Jerry? Which of Gabe's games do you play the most?
Well, you know, having my own arcade has always been a goal of mine for a long time. And let's see, what gets played the most in there? At the last Child's Play auction, I bought the Bejeweled arcade machine that used to sit in the PopCap offices, and now that's in my garage. And it's amazing
because it's competitive.
Yeah, it looks like a huge diamond.
It's like head-to-head Bejeweled.
And it glows, and there's 2 screens on like sort of 2 faces of the diamond. And it's a touch screen, and you sit there and play it, and it's super fun, but it used to be at PopCap, so all the high scores are fucking insane. Like, I'm out there, Karen and I are out there working our asses off most nights, and we're nowhere near these scores. It's crazy. I also play a lot of Dig Dug. It's fun, though. Yeah, I mean, I love having it out there.
No, when I go over there, I don't have it set up at my house, but because Kara likes it.
Oh yeah.
Out alongside the rest of the traditional arcade cabinets, he has Rock Band there, and it's like you don't play it for a couple of years. It sort of fell off the face of the earth, and then as soon as you start playing it again, it's like that's what you want your life to be.
Yeah.
You just want to do that.
The kids go out there, you know, when they have a birthday party or something like a soccer party or something. They always want to have it at Dark Magics, which I think is cool. But they go out there and they play Rock Band, or sometimes they'll play Bejeweled, and
so
they're just not.
They go into your arcade and they play the console.
Yeah,
things?
They're not super interested in the old games. It's funny. Kids. I don't have pinball yet.
I'm gonna fix this.
I have a couple goals for the arcade. I want to get pinball. I'd like to get skee ball. Yeah, skee ball or air hockey. I don't know which one. Maybe.
What's about volume?
Here's the other thing. The PopCap or the Bejeweled machine has the ability to spit out tickets.
Oh shit!
So you'll finish a round and it'll say at the bottom you earned 20 tickets, but I don't have tickets in there yet. Because I'm like, if I put tickets in there, then I could also build a redemption counter. And I could like stand back there and take tickets and give out little yo-yos and stuff.
This is how sad it is, because I can see this already happening. You play the Bejeweled game and you get the tickets. And then you go over behind the counter and you put the tickets here.
I put a little hat
and then you go around one side.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a 2-car garage. It's not huge, but I've made very good use of the space. I posted some pictures of it a while ago. I can do some new pictures with the Bejeweled machine. I had to rearrange stuff. We got a black light out there, disco ball. What is your favorite tabletop RPG system, such as Pathfinder, 5th edition? What do you prefer playing or dungeon mastering? This is from Megan in Bellevue.
Oh, man.
What's your favorite tabletop system? You play a game like every year here.
God damn, I do.
What's that system?
That system, there's two that I really like for tabletop. My two favorite ones are the old Deadlands system, right? The old one, like the new one is cool, but the old one where you're actually like drawing cards from a real deck. And
this was the one where you would try to make like hands, right?
This one wasn't so much about hands. It was more about that these things just represented. It's almost like playing with tarot or something like that. But the artifact of the West, just in every turn, was just so neat. And that world was also great. But as far as systems go, Burning Wheel is just a beast.
Yeah.
And if you want a good introduction to Burning Wheel, my recommendation would be that you try Mouse Guard. Right? Yeah, Mouse Guard or Torchbearer. Either of those two. So it's like you use this to do sort of medieval, hack and slash, swords and sorcery type battles.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like D&D. So a lot of systems, are not, they might not be Dungeons and Dragons in name, but like between Paizo and...
They feel like D&D.
Yeah, it's, you know what I mean? It's like choosing a different spice level on your pad thai. I mean, it's just, they're basically fundamentally the same stuff. But this has a way of resolving interactions between your entire party and enemy groups at the same time. So it doesn't like everybody it comes to their turn and then they roll dice and then that's it. It's like you're deciding as a group how to do it.
Very
so
cooperative when I played Mouse Guard.
That's right. Everybody's playing together in a different
I like the
way.
physicalness of being like, I'm going to help you. Here are my dice.
Yeah. So it's a rule in the game that if you want to help someone, you physically take one of your dice and give it to them, which seems like a small thing, but ritualizing that is really cool.
I still love 4E. I mean, that was the one I learned, like I started with, and I never got, sick of it, really.
It's your first one, right?
Yeah. Red envelope, do you want it? Jeez, that's long.
Yeah, here we go. I am about to become a new dad in the future, presumably via pregnancy, but he's not clear.
He's not clear.
And I wanted to know if you had any advice. I want to still play video games and teach my newborn son/daughter about how much bonding time we can have together playing them, but my wife does not play video games. How do I find a balance between spending quality time as a father with my child and the whole unit as a family and us as husband and wife?
This is the third question we have had about my wife doesn't play video games.
Maybe they don't want to. Maybe they don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a difference between my wife doesn't play video games and, my wife won't allow video games to be played. Like, he can still play games. My recommendation for the first part is to find a game you can play with, like, one hand. Because there were a lot of nights, like, midnight, 1 in the morning.
I mean, this is the thing. Like, your own habit is going to have to change just at the beginning because you are going to be up when you don't want to be up.
Right.
And you're going to have a larva right
tucked
here.
into one arm.
And you're going to need to interact over here on this side.
I played a lot of Myst. I played some WoW.
No, I would say just start right now. Just go onto Steam, buy a Telltale pack.
There you go, yeah.
And just have that shit installed, right?
Yeah. And then as far as playing with them, God, there's so many games to play with kids.
Yeah, you want to have a Wii U in the house. And
you definitely want to have a Wii U. And all the Disney Infinity stuff, Skylanders. Like, it's just a great time to play games with your kids right now.
Yeah, it has been a great time for about a decade, I think.
In my younger days, this is a story? In my younger days, I always picked the hardest difficulty a game had. I love the challenge and sense of accomplishment after putting a beat down on the worst a game could throw at me. However, growing older and getting a job, I feel like I no longer have the time to master every game I play, and I'm starting to accept the fact that sometimes playing on medium is okay. When starting a new game for the first time, what difficulty do you choose? How have your gaming habits changed over the years as your business and family grows? You guys are my heroes, the whole Penny Arcade team. Just want to say thank you for everything you guys... Oh, that's just us, I think. Thanks, Guy in New Jersey. That's very nice of you.
Yeah. I always do one down from whatever the bullshit one is.
Yeah.
Like there's the crazy pants, like, castration level difficulty, and I always go like one below that.
I always just do normal or whatever middle is. Like, I don't play games for a challenge.
I guess that's true, but it seems like that was really important to him.
Yeah, I never had that phase. I mean, even growing up, like, I play a game to see it and experience it, but I don't need it to kick my ass. In fact, Bloodborne was the first game of that type, like a hard game. Normally, if a game is too hard for me, if I find it too difficult, I just quit. Like, that's just not why I play games.
Right.
But Bloodborne was so incredibly hard that I didn't believe there was a way to play it. Like, I wasn't
you
convinced.
Didn't think it was possible.
Yeah, and I forced myself to keep going, and it was very rewarding. I will say that. But generally, if I sit down, I don't want to be stressed out and tested. I want to relax. Like, that's my time to chill out, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, as far as this goes, I mean, I would say I would try to maintain high difficulty games, but I might switch to another genre. Like, I would try to find really technical, hardcore games, maybe in as a tactical thing or a turn-based thing.
Yeah.
Like do an XCOM run with permadeath on, like, do the iron. You see what I mean? Like, find the difficulty, but in a mode that you can approach and then leave at your leisure, right?
Even Galaxy.
Yeah,
that looked so awesome, and then you
shit.
died and had to start over, and I was like, nope, I'm not gonna do that to myself. Like, I don't have enough time. I guess that's it. I don't have enough time to do that kind of thing.
To really play it, right?
Yeah.
If you can't really play it, then you don't want to.
That's why Destiny is so great. Like, it's just a good game that you can just sit down and sort of.
It's got that loop, and then, but that's like the middle level. But you can opt into bullshit.
Yeah, if you want to.
Right?
There's
it's
bullshit
regular
available.
Game, and it's like, oh, you know what? I hate myself. I'll choose this other level.
I'm gonna play Crucible for a while.
Right.
If you had access to cloning technology vis-a-vis multiplicity, how would you delegate the work and other life responsibilities? How much drawing, writing would you put on the clones? Or would that be what you wanted to keep as your own? Are you a clone right now? David in Sydney, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Is that a place? Sydney, Nebraska? All right. I believe you, David. I would make my clones go to PAX.
You'd have them attend. You'd have them wait in line for the good pins.
Yeah, I don't know. So if I made a clone, I like drawing.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I would let the clones have vacation. Like, if I wasn't doing this, I don't know what I would be doing.
Yeah.
This is the thing I do.
There would be times definitely where I would have the clones make Penny Arcade so that we could work on Lookouts
Nightlight.
or something like that, or Nightlight. Yeah. But most of the time,
just so that we could do more Penny Arcade.
yeah.
It isn't even a division of labor.
No.
It's just we're all just working on the same thing. It's more like a crew team.
I might have them like go out and get snacks.
That's it.
Like sometimes it's so far to walk.
Yeah, Funyuns.
Yeah.
Shoes.
Right.
Right.
I asked Robert if we could get a water cooler in the back part of the office. And he's like, the only exercise you get is going to the front. So he's probably right. For Jerry, are you ready? You're really good at explaining games in a way that helps me to understand and enjoy them. All of my friends love Monster Hunter, but not me. I can't see the appeal of fighting the same thing 17 times and still not getting the Raytheon plate you needed. Please help me get into Monster Hunter. I want to enjoy it with my friends. Tyler from Spanaway, Washington.
Well, he's halfway there. The main thing with Monster Hunter is that it's something, if you're playing Monster Hunter solo, I think that you're probably doing it.
Yeah, I think so.
You're probably doing that wrong, right? Because I remember we tried to interface with it for years, and we could never attach.
It wasn't until the most recent one that you and I got into it. Was it 5?
Yeah, 4.
4.
And so we both got in more or less at the same time. So I think starting when your friends start
is important, so that you can fight the same stuff together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the main thing with Monster Hunter is that you have to play at its pace. Like, you have to kind of make peace with it.
Yeah.
It's a weird game. It has a bunch of other systems. Like, the weird thing about Monster Hunter is that we were talking about, like, say, Pathfinder in D&D. There's a lot of overlap. Like, in shooters, there's a lot of overlap.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter is like Monster Hunter.
That's what it is.
And so you have to make peace with its weird logic. But in our experience, that was completely worth it. Like,
once you get through the beginning,
when you bring that thing down, I mean, there's nothing else like it. There's no other game that offers this type of experience. I don't think.
I think it's also important to find the weapon that makes sense for you.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Every weapon in Monster Hunter. You played Monster Hunter? You hunted some monsters?
Every weapon in there is a different game.
Yeah, exactly. It's like there are weapons inside Monster Hunter that on another system would be the entire game. Like, that would be that game's
That would be their mechanic.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, why am I playing this game? Oh, because it has this specific weapon. Every weapon in this is a completely different gameplay experience. And so it may be that you thought that you would like to have a bug that you shot at people, but maybe you don't really like the bug.
Maybe you want a gun.
Maybe the bug's not for you.
That's a sword.
Yeah, gun lance, also good. I like the hunting horn. The
hunting horn. How you play with the hunting horn?
The hunting horn is like a bagpipe that kills people, and that is a good idea. It turns out. When was the last time you were so floored by a presentation or game trailer that you needed time to recuperate? Have you ever seen something and were in awe of its majesty? I'm trying to think back to the E3 stuff.
I think the most recent one I can remember, actually, the Star Wars Battlefront trailers.
That was shocking.
Like, when they showed that first one on Endor, I didn't believe it. Yeah, and I still, honestly, I haven't played it myself. But that looks amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one definitely left me in awe.
It looks amazing insofar as it looks like a playable film.
Yes, it looks like you get to play Star Wars.
Yeah, I would say in recent memory, I'm thinking back to the E3 stuff. Like, that was the thing. Like, obviously, Sony and Microsoft had things that they wanted to show and impress you with, but that was just, like, undeniable.
Yeah.
They didn't have to convince me of shit.
Yep.
Right?
Can you think of another recent one? I can't.
I'm trying to think about something. Have I seen anything that's out on the show floor here that really drew me in?
Overwatch definitely.
Yeah,
looks
that's
amazing.
true too. I'm trying to figure out how you even play that game.
It's just beautiful as far as I can tell.
Yeah, it's like you get the high-res version of it.
Yeah.
And then you blow it up full screen, and then you like move your mouse and push the keys.
I guess.
Try to feel like a cool guy.
Enjoy.
In the comic making fun of Yelp reviews, the review dates have fictional months. Aber, Harb, Co, and Far. Do you remember what those are abbreviations for? Yeah.
Were they?
Yeah.
You created real months so that you could create abbreviations for them?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like Arbor. So it's like the month of Arbor, right? Harbinger, Coelacanth, and Farway.
There you go. You go that extra mile, man.
Someone found it.
I have really enjoyed getting to see Mike's recent dedication to improving his art with the Monday Sketch Dump. As a fellow artist, I wondered what sort of sketchbook exercises you've implemented into your routine that you've really seen boost your creativity and skills, or ones that you've just really enjoyed. Jerry, do you have any writing exercises you do regularly to keep your brain fresh and ready to produce new words? Rebecca in Austin. Yeah, I have a couple that are fun. I think I've talked about the shape game before on the site, where you just basically draw a scribble and then, turn the paper around until you find the picture in it and then sort of finish, flesh out that drawing. That's a really good one to get warmed up. Also, I tend to like characters from books because, I have an idea of how they look in my head. And so trying to get that out on paper is usually super fun.
Yeah, for me, it's weird. It seems like it'd be the opposite, but the best practice for writing, at least for me, is actually making time to read for pleasure. I actually have to read. I have to read other people's work.
Yeah.
And I find that inspiring, unless it's a really good book, in which case I find it demoralizing.
Yeah. I did that too. A while ago, I got rid of all the links on my...
on art?
Yeah, my bookmarks bar. I have no news sites up there anymore. Nothing like that. It's all art sites. So if I have any downtime and I click on something in my browser, I'm going to be inspired. I'm not going to be pissed off or frustrated, right? That changed a lot of stuff for me. Red envelope.
I know.
Dun,
right?
dun, dun. Many parents want their children to grow up and have the things that they themselves never had. What are some things you want your children to grow up having that you also had? Light Rider in Texas.
Yeah. I totally get it. I mean, I can jump in.
Yeah, go ahead.
Have a second there. I really want my son especially to grow up knowing that somebody gets him. Because that, I mean, it's rare. I mean, it's just rare. It's rare to have someone, even as an adult, it's rare to have someone that really understands you and gives you the benefit of the doubt. So I went into his room. Like he's like a night owl. He stays up super late. And I went into his room the other night because I heard some whumps, as one does.
Yeah, you got to check on that shit.
Room whumps. And he had bracelets and earrings and lipstick and a skirt on. And I said, "Hey, son, what's going on?" And he said, "Dad, I'm a weregirl."
So, like by the light of the full moon?
No, this is literally what he told me. He said, "Dad, I'm a weregirl." And I was like, "That's cool."
You do you.
And then he said, "I am a girl only by the light of the silvery moon."
Wow.
And I was like, "Cool, son. Let me know if you need anything."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you can never be surprised.
Right.
Every time you see it, it's just like, hey, that's interesting.
Well, see, now the problem is when he gets to be
lycanthropy. Who knew?
When he gets to be a teenager and he wants to like shock you, he's gonna have to go real. Like he's gonna drag a body into your house. Like, I killed this hobo, and you're like, it's cool, son. I understand you. I know where you're coming from.
Shovels are in the garage.
Fucking hobos, man. Let's dig a hole. You're in trouble. What do I want my son to have? I want him to know that he can do whatever he wants. Like the idea that when people ask you, like, what do you want to do when you grow up? There aren't just like these set jobs.
You don't want
right?
the arbitrary limits.
I want him to do whatever he has a passion for.
Real limits are okay. Gravity.
Sure.
Right? Keep that in mind.
Gravity, yeah.
Right? Just
Yeah.
have it in the back.
But beyond that, you can do whatever you want to do and make a life out of it, right?
Right. Since crowdfunding has been such a strange success in not only the gaming industry, but for your own endeavors, have either of you backed any projects? Oh, Jesus Christ. Which games are you or were you most excited about from Kickstarter?
Would you say you back 3 or 4 Kickstarters a day?
KPD?
Yeah.
There has to be a rating. There has to be a way of measuring my enthusiasm for starting kicks.
Yeah, like shit is just always showing up at the office and you're like, oh, I forgot I Kickstarted this. Like,
I put it onto the other things that I Kickstarted.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, for real, like we did a comic strip about like hot sauce. Like kickstarting.
You kickstarted hot sauce, yeah.
I have kickstarted more than one hot sauce. Like I don't.
Jesus.
It's like I was like, wow, what a great flavor. This sauce would never have existed without me. You know. I want to be a part. I think of myself as a sort of like sauce magnate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I choose the sauces that go on, right?
Well, you and all the other people who
don't take this from me, but all kinds of shit. I mean, I'm trying. My favorite things that I've kickstarted thus far, I really, really liked Dreadball. Did anybody play Dreadball? Thank you.
One person played Dreadball.
See? We're down. We're with it. Yeah, exactly. So
Didn't you kickstart your beer making thing too?
Yeah, I kickstarted a beer making appliance.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had a super good time. But Dreadball, in terms of games, Dreadball was amazing. FTL was really, really great. Right? Darkest Dungeon, very good. There's just, I mean, you can't beat it. And then when it started to get really crazy, when it was like, oh, okay, well, there's no more Baldur's Gate. Let's just make a whole new world and a huge, 8 million hour adventure. The Obsidian stuff has been really, really good. Wasteland 2 was really good.
So you kickstart a lot of stuff.
Okay, yeah. So I like Kickstarter.
I do not kickstart. I require.
You don't have to.
I require
just
instant
sit
gratification.
in your chair and wait for everything to come in.
Yeah, I kickstarted Hex.
Oh, Hex, the TCG.
Yeah, the TCG, but I haven't. I think I've maybe kickstarted 2 things.
That's funny. So you kickstarted Hex, but you haven't installed the client or played it?
No, see, that's the problem. When I do something, I have such a horrible memory that if it doesn't happen immediately, I forget about it and I lose interest in it entirely. So now when they're like, "Hey, Hex is ready," I'm like, "Oh yeah, all right."
You, I got shit to do.
I'm not playing. So unless I can put money down and get it right then,
like at a store.
Yeah.
So for you, buying things at a store is a great system.
It works out really well.
Nice.
And a lot of the games you've mentioned, they're available now.
Yeah,
you can go buy them for $10.
You can just go get them, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Numenera or Numenera or
Numenera.
Nougat.
Numenera. So this is a 2-part question. With Jerry writing an Ironwood book and Mike working on Thornwatch, and now there being an Automata live action show, or one was mentioned, is there anything in the works for your Sand comic? And part 2 is related to your main comic. Is the podcast about RSPD you two mentioned not wanting to make another video game? Has that sentiment changed since it was recorded? No, not for me. You will make more video games. I will not make more video games.
Games every day, no games.
Patrick in Houston. Sand. Sand,
I love Sand.
I loved Sand, but we haven't thought about revisiting it, no.
Mm-mm. No, right now, if we were just to dip in there, the 2 things that we would do, like in a heartbeat, like if we were like, next week, we don't have anything, let's
do something.
Let's crank this thing up. It would either be Sand or it'd be Nightlight or Cardboard Tube Samurai.
Yeah, those are the 2 that are sort of at the top of our brain right now.
Right.
He's tagged out.
Do you ever revert to gushing fanboys for any celebrities in the game industry, devs, figureheads, pro gamers, etc., or has that side of you ebbed as PAX has grown? This is from Greg C. in Des Moines, Washington, and then in parentheses it says "fuck Iowa." So there's
it's not necessary.
Apparently there's beef. There's beef between Des Moines and Iowa, so keep that in mind in your travels. I can't. If I really respect someone and I'm a big fan and they were really formative to me, I can't talk to them at all.
Yeah.
I can't even have the gushing fanboy moment because I'll never put myself in a situation where I might have to talk to them. I can't.
Or you could embarrass yourself.
I can't do it at all. This is like.
No, but I've seen you you go up to.
Well, every now and then I get crushed in with someone.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely more than me. You hang out with a lot of people who are in the industry, like big names and stuff like that. You schmooze with those people.
Well, I schmooze on occasion, but I'm saying like somebody who was like way out. Like when we had Warren Spector here.
Yeah.
Right? And he was doing a speech on this stage. Robert has it built into the schedule. We're supposed to come and meet the people who are doing the keynote, and it's just like.
You get a little mush mouth.
Well, exactly. And there's like a long time
Felicia
ago.
Day messes you up too. When she came by and gave you that hug yesterday.
Oh yeah.
You turned bright red.
Well, no, I was just like, ha. I can't. It's not. I can't be a part of it. I can't do it. It's like I know a lot of words.
Yeah.
But it's like I just hang on. No. I've got a bunch of language. Let me just get it piled up here so I can use it in a conversation with you.
Yeah. I don't have it. I don't have that desire to meet people. Even normal people.
I don't need that.
Yeah. I do. I'm trying to think. Steven was tough. Steven Silver was a hero of mine. And meeting him,
I remember.
I was definitely nervous the first time meeting him.
But at the same time, you still felt that you wanted to go to his mountain and kneel at the foot of it.
I still wanted to go and approach him. Yeah, absolutely. But that's very, very rare. I mean, I'm trying to think of someone else that's been like that, and I don't know. I mean, we have a lot of opportunities here to, like, Robert will be like, oh, so-and-so is coming to PAX. Do you want to meet him? And I always feel weird. Like, I know that person is really busy. I don't want to bother them.
I feel like I'm putting them out.
Yeah.
I feel like they should be doing the amazing things that I love them for and not fucking around with me.
Yeah.
Right?
That's how I am. You want to read this red envelope?
Sure. Considering how much help you've both given people by being open and honest about your mental conditions of depression and anxiety, the complications of raising children, and vasectomies. It's in a continuum, I guess.
We're very honest.
That's right. We're very honest about the tubes that we have.
Yeah.
And where they're going. Will one or the other of you divorce your wife so that you can help thousands of people in dysfunctional relationships cope, grow, and serially remarry? Or perhaps reconcile? And if you're going to pick one of your two marriages to destroy for the sake of a teachable moment,
just give it to me now. Just hand me the envelope. I'm going to give you a white one. Read this envelope. That one never happened. Everyone here saw it. There's nothing there. It was an empty envelope.
would you ever consider a new PAX that you weren't able to attend due to scheduling, con fatigue, etc.?
I would. Robert would not.
No. See, because no matter where it was, it would still be 100% work for Robert.
Yeah. Would you? Yeah. I honestly, at this point, I think PAX would be absolutely fine without Gabe and Tycho.
Yeah.
But I do like going to it. But it's not impossible for me to imagine not attending the show.
No. I mean, there's gonna be a time, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a parent thing, right? Like, I look at my son, Gabe, and he's about to turn 11, and in my head, I'm like, God, he was just a baby. Now he's 11. He was born during the very first PAX. Like, Kara was pregnant.
PAX is older than Gabe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I'm like, he's grown up. He's going to be driving soon, and then he's leaving me.
Right.
Right?
And it's the same.
It's the same thing. Like, PAX is big enough now. Like, we were there. It was riding on its training wheels, and we were holding it along.
It's like,
and now it's time to let go.
Yeah. Just push it off the dock.
Yeah. No one said anything, so apparently you guys are fine with that. Just fucking go now. Oh.
This doesn't sound...
Any plans to do regular game streaming? This is from Ben in Denver.
Game streaming, so not on the order of the YouTube shows.
We're trying to get a streaming set up back in our office. Like, right now we have all the YouTube stuff. Has anyone watched our YouTube stuff? Yeah, I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, we have a super good time. The Duck Dynasty one that's coming up is banging. You will like it.
Yeah, we might get in trouble for that. We should watch that one before it goes public.
Yes, never mind. I said it.
We will get in trouble for that one. Yeah, so we built like a studio out in our lobby. Like, we've got cameras and microphones and lights. And
Used to be a lunchroom.
Now we don't get to eat lunch.
Now we have to eat lunch outside by the dumpster.
Yeah, like an animal, like a raccoon. But Jerry and I want to get a streaming set up back in our office so that
it's just normal.
It's just easier. Like, if we can just sit down on the couch and turn it on and stream.
We want that to be a completely normal thing.
Yeah. So, yes, Ben, we're working on it. Enjoy.
Thanks, pal. Mike, if you could only list a single creative work that had the most impact on you as an artist, what would it be? Jerry, if you could pick one bird to be your favorite bird, which would it be? Brittany Campbell from Texas. I feel like...
Is that Brittany? Hi. Great question.
Thanks, y'all.
Are you talking about my work or like a work that just did the most for me? Any work of art that...
It's interactivity.
Yeah. I'm trying to think.
A
single work.
It wouldn't be Clerks?
Maybe. Honestly, I would say if you go back earlier than that, the Garfield... Did anyone have those long Garfield books?
Yeah. Oh, dude, Elliot is still reading these.
Yeah. That is the first memory I can have of thinking comics.
Oh, that you want to draw.
I want to do that. Like, I don't know how old I would have been.
No, but all your first comics were basically like, it was
they were
like
Garfield comics.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say Garfield is what set me on the path. And what's crazy is when we went down to Vegas for the National Cartoonist Society Awards, I didn't win, but I got to sit at a table. With like these amazing artists.
Like legends.
Yeah, like Jim Davis is there next to me. And he's like, I've heard about your work. I think it's really interesting. My son loves it. And I cried. Like Robert,
is that
no
legit?
joke. It's legit. Robert was there and Kara was there. And when Jim Davis said to me, all he said was, I know of you. Like he didn't even go into detail.
You're a real boy.
You're a real person. I cried in front of the man. It was insane, yeah.
They're like right on your food.
Yeah. Yeah, Robert, I sat down and Robert like patted me on the back. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I will be. I need a couple minutes, man.
But that was also the trip that you discovered alcohol, right?
It was. I got really drunk. Well, I mentioned that I didn't win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's your favorite bird?
God, I crave birds. My most favorite bird is a blue jay. Specifically,
a blue jay fan out
blue
there?
Jays, no. It wasn't a blue jay fan. It was a blue jay.
A bird.
Nice, man. No, it's especially because the male blue jay, it looks like he has a hat.
I guess,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the best hat.
This is a red envelope.
Okay.
Can you describe your history with Scott Kurtz and how it's changed over time?
God,
this is
what
from
a
Brian
great question.
In Saline.
He's just in the water. He's in the ocean.
He's just in Saline.
Brian from the deep.
I would say that early on it was contentious.
No, early on it was good.
Very, very early it was good, yes.
Very early it was good. Remember, we talked to him on the phone. Because you have to understand, so you're making this comic before the word webcomic has been invented.
Yeah, I mean, this is 99.
Yeah, there are no Tumbleros, right? There are no tweets. There's no
social media.
There's no social media. It's just regular media.
Yeah.
And big media companies trying to make something legitimate in this new place and invariably fucking it, right?
Yeah.
So when we found someone else, it was like finding another human.
Yeah, we found someone else who was doing what we were doing.
Right. What we were doing alone at night in the dark. And it's like, oh, there's this other creature like us. Look, a biped. This is crazy.
And then I would say it sort of morphed.
It went to hell.
It morphed into like a competitive thing where, hey, we're like the only two doing this, and I want to be the best one.
Right.
And
then it was like a blood sport.
Yeah, then it was, we were definitely very young at the time and had that sort of fight in us.
But then it got better.
Got better,
It got better, and then I was cool with him and you weren't.
For a while, yeah.
Right?
And then I eventually came around, and now, Jesus, Scott and I are like brothers. I mean,
yeah, well,
we're
legit. No, they're brothers to the extent that Scott and his own real brother got a picture of themselves as children and a picture of Mike as a child and expertly photoshopped it so that they are all brothers as children. So that is some real shit. And that's on your desk, right?
It is. It's on my desk. I call Scott's dad Papa. Like,
right? So now, and then also, for a long time, we didn't know exactly what to do with Acquisitions Incorporated, right?
Yeah.
And the thing to do is to get together with our friend Scott and take over the fucking planet with it. So that's the next phase.
A few more minutes here. What are your thoughts on clones? Don't like them.
Clones? Fuck them.
No, I run an anti-clone policy. That's my...
The ACP.
Yeah. Are there any secret tricks or pranks pulled on the other that they don't yet know happened? As an example, when Jerry revealed on the podcast that he used up all the hot water, so Mike would have to have freezing cold showers every morning for a solid year. This is from Brian in Canada. Is there anything else we've done to each other that we don't know about?
Well,
I don't think so.
Usually you're too delighted with yourself.
Yeah, I want you to know how I tricked you. Look at what I did to you, you stupid fuck. You're so dumb.
Yeah,
also,
you can't help it, right?
Also, you do not respond well to pranks, and so we don't prank you anymore.
I don't even know what you mean by that.
Robert, blew that air horn next to your head. You were like, I'm gonna fucking kill you! Like, you were really mad.
Well, no, it's like if I get
You have an intense startle reflex.
Well, no, exactly.
A violent one.
Well, no, I don't have a startle reflex. I have like a startle persona.
Yeah.
And so it's like if I get scared for about 5 seconds, I'm like a professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Like doing a promo.
Get crazy.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm out there, I'm gonna go run wild. I mean, it's just like,
yeah.
That
You're
is
on
not
the top rope.
Yeah, that's not a real person. But
it feels real.
For 5 or 6 seconds, I have it in me to kill.
Yo, you do. Yeah, you can see it in your eyes.
Yeah. It's an animal look.
Yeah, there haven't been too many practical jokes recently because of that. When I saw the Automata Kickstarter, I was surprised that Gary Whitta wasn't involved with it in some way or the other. He seemed to be super involved with the other live-action attempts. Is there any reason why he's not a part of this one? From Anonymous.
Oh, I can tell you exactly.
Go for it.
Yeah, because Gary Whitta's running shit now.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big deal.
Yeah, he's
writing Star Wars
making all
movies and
kinds
shit.
of movies. And the reality is that if we weren't already working with Gary Whitta on another thing.
Oh.
Well, no,
secrets.
I mean, well, yeah, right.
It's a secret.
But if we weren't already like good friends with him and like trying to get something else off the ground,
yes,
maybe we would feel better, prevailing upon him to come help us with this Kickstarter.
Yeah.
But the first person I sent the completed script, as soon as I had wrapped it up and like got it where I felt like it was worth showing, the first person I sent it to was Gary. And when he gave me his blessing on this script, that's when I knew it was okay, right?
Yeah. But yeah, we're definitely working with Gary, so if you like his stuff, there's more of it coming, hopefully. In a completely unrelated note, and I don't want to give away anything about like what we're working on, but did you guys like Nightlight?
Okay, we think it's pretty cool. I guess we'll see what
Gary
happens with
liked it too, actually.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Can there be a penny arcade without Mike and Jerry? Yes. Mm-hmm. In the far-flung dystopian future where you both retire, that's not that far, would PA end or would you find other artists?
3 years time.
Yeah, what time is it? Other artists, or would you find other artist writers to take your place? Perhaps clone. Why is this the third clone thing I've
this
had?
clone shit.
Did something happen in the news today that I didn't? It's like, clones are real. They're taking over. I missed the front page. Ryan Lowy, I don't know, I'm not going to say that.
Clone Town, USA.
My fantasy has always been the Willy Wonka maneuver, right?
Where you give it to Charlie?
Yeah, like we bring him in to see Penny Arcade. Isn't this great?
That's right. And if
they fuck with the fizzy lifting drink.
Yeah, and if he proves himself to be a moral youngster.
Or I guess in our case, an immoral asshole.
A deeply immoral person. Then we give the golden ticket. And
we need 2 young assholes to give it to is what we need. Yeah, that's my fantasy. I think that we're gonna quit at some point.
Yeah, I don't see any reason why it couldn't be, dynastic, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
Archie. Archie is like a lich. You know what I mean? That motherfucker's never gonna die. Like, there's no reason that it has to happen here either. It can always mean something. It can always mean something new, right? To the next crew.
I think that Penny Arcade should always be going, and I would like to see the right people take it over each time.
Yeah, and I think we can find them.
Yeah. Strip Search, yeah, the winning group from Strip Search.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's the top secret prize for Strip Search 7.
We only have 2 minutes left, so I'm going to pull a red.
I love that.
You are having dinner with your family. There's a knock on the door. It's the police. What's your first assumption for why they're there? But it's not illegal in Washington anymore.
No.
But that would be my first thought. The neighbors smelled something. First, they knock on the door.
Right. Open up. We're
the
the police. We're here for a specific reason.
You know what it is. You tell us. What are they there for? I don't know. What would it be for you?
Over at my house.
The meth lab?
Yeah.
Probably one of the meth labs.
They found the top secret meth lab.
Yeah.
Over at my house, like whenever I do the taxes and send them out, like I know in there is like the seeds of my destruction.
You feel like you did something wrong.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or overdue library books.
They'll come at you for those, for sure. You have a minute left. I'm gonna do another red. One day, inevitably, there will be a last strip.
There'll be some clones.
There will be a last strip. Have you written it yet? Yes.
Yes.
Do you know what is going to be ahead of time? We know the last strip is done. This is from Lou. There's a lot of U's. In Penticton, BC.
Which may or may not be real.
Yeah, we've written the last strip.
We wrote it 17 years ago.
Yeah, it's done and just waiting.
So look forward to that.
Look forward to that, everybody. It's coming. Thank you for coming to our Q&A.
Enjoy the show.
Have fun.